Episode 223. After logging off, Cheng Yilao checked the time. The team should be in the middle of their afternoon training session right now. Spring Warmth managed the Blue Rain Club's in-game guild, Orchid Creek Pavilion, in glory. Like Chen Yihui over at Excellent Era, he was a formally employed member of the club. Within the organization, he was indeed someone whose words carried weight. Cheng Yilao often dropped by the club, so he was no stranger to the pro players. Occasionally, he even got the chance to spar with them a couple of times. Of course, one must know their place. If the players were bored and sought him out for a couple of matches, Cheng Yilao wouldn't refuse. But if he were the one to actively seek out the pros to play, that would risk wasting their time. Spring Chill had always been mindful of this boundary. Spring Breeze did a quick mental calculation, picked a suitable time, and headed to the training room. His movements within the club weren't heavily restricted. Aside from the technical team's R&D area for custom equipment, there were few places he couldn't go.
Hey, Big Spring.
Cheng Yilao's timing was impeccable. He arrived just as the Blue Rain team's official training session in the practice room had ended. He appeared at the door just as everyone was relaxing freely and was immediately spotted. A guy named Li Yuan called out a greeting to him. Cheng Yilao, whose real name is Liang Yicheng, was called Da Cheng by his fellow club members. Cheng Yilao acknowledged the players who greeted him. Li Yuan was still a rookie on Team Blue Rain, but unlike most newcomers who tread carefully, he was exceptionally lively from the moment he joined. The kid was actively enthusiastic with everyone, quickly getting familiar with the whole team, including Spring Breeze. His shout drew the attention of the other players who hadn't noticed Spring Breeze's arrival. They all looked up at his call, though most just gave a nod in greeting before turning back to their own tasks. In the end, it was Yu Wenzhao who stood up and came over to greet him.
Da Cheng, you're here.
Come and take a look, Cheng Yilao said politely. Yu Wenzhou's technical skill might not place him among the absolute top-tier gods, yet he is the captain of Team Blue Rain. In most teams, the captain is also the team's ace player, but there are always exceptions. Team Blue Rain is one of them. Their ace player is undoubtedly Huang Xiaoshen, but their captain is Yu Wenzhou. While Yu Wenzhou's technical skill is clearly inferior to Huang Xiaoshen's, but his tactical mind is top tier. More importantly, he's a steady presence. Huang Xiaoshen's motor mouth tendencies really drag down his impression score. A guy who's always muttering to himself inevitably comes off as a bit flaky.
It's been a while since you've been around.
Yu Wenzhao was amiable, and the formal training session had already ended. Seeing Spring Old arrive, he chatted with him. Cheng Yilao knew that Blue Rain's captain was approachable, which is why he didn't hesitate like Jiang Yu from Tyrannical Ambition. If the captain had been someone like Han Wenqing, he would never have just dropped everything and barged in the moment an idea struck him.
Yeah, things have been a bit hectic lately. We're pioneering in the 10th server.
Spring Warmth steered the conversation in this direction.
It's just a dungeon run. You need to go and personally supervise it. Yeah.
Yu Wenzhao chuckled. How a club's guild generally operates.
He was well aware of that. This time, the 10th server is a whole different beast.
Cheng Yilao said with great seriousness. What's wrong?
A bunch of top-tier players have popped up out of nowhere. Every single dungeon record in the 10th server has been shattered, breaking the overall records held for the past decade. They all look like they were set by pro players.
A deafening crash echoed through the training room, followed by 3 or 4 startled shouts in quick succession. Young Master Huang, are you all right? What happened?
No, I'm fine. Just slipped a bit. Damn.
Huang Xiaoshen, covered in dust, hauled himself up from the floor, using a chair for support. He glanced over and saw Cheng Yilao staring back at him in surprise. He quickly waved a hand and said,
Spring's here, long time no see. What brings you back today? Hey, have you eaten yet? You haven't eaten yet, have you? Perfect timing, dinner's about ready. Stay and have a bite before you go. Alright.
Chang Yilao nodded hastily, not daring to say another word lest the conversation drag on endlessly.
You have a 10th server account card, right? Come take a look at the record.
Chang Yilao produced a card. He handed it to Yu Wenzhou, having come prepared. Yu Wenzhou casually found a computer, sat down, logged into the game, and said without turning his head.
Xiaoshen, come take a look at this too.
There was no response from behind. Huang Xiaoshen, wearing his headset, seemed not to have heard. The players on his left and right both nudged him.
Huang Shao, the captain's calling you.
What's up?
Huang Xiaoshen took off his headset and turned around.
Come take a look at the dungeon records in the 10th server.
Huang Xiaoshen got up with a sigh, walking over as he said.
A 10th server, a new server. What's there to see in a new server's records?
Yu Wenzhou had already logged into the game. Without caring what character he was on, he immediately pulled up the dungeon record leaderboard.
Xiaoxia, how do you think a record like this was set?
Yu Wenzhou pulled up the leaderboards for the 3 small dungeons one by one. After scanning them, he turned and asked Huang Xiaoshen. Huang Xiaoshen stood behind him, stroked his chin, and shook his head.
It's been too long since I've played these dungeons. Just looking at the records doesn't tell you much. Hey, do you know the person who set that record up? Do you know if they have any special class-specific gear?
Huang Xiaoshen said a couple of things, then looked towards Spring Old.
The key is this person, Lord Grim.
Chang Yilao pointed at the name that appeared on all 3 leaderboards. In Frost Forest, it was ranked 2nd, while in the Buried Bones and Glazed Lands, it was proudly sitting at the very top.
What's up with this guy?
This character hasn't chosen a class. He's a freelancer. Furthermore, the weapon in his hand was bizarre. It could freely change its form, allowing him to unleash the low-level skills of various classes.
The secret of the 1,000 Chants umbrella was impossible to hide, so Yeshu never bothered trying to conceal it. Veterans like Blue River, who had faced him, had mostly already figured it out.
There's actually a weapon like this.
Yu Wenzhou's attention sharpened considerably at this. His earlier responses had been polite, largely because he'd already guessed Chang Yilao's purpose for coming. Now this was something that truly caught his attention.
That weapon was probably custom-made. It sounds like it was designed specifically for a Chaotic class player.
Yu Wenzhou clearly knew about this unspecialized playstyle as well.
If that's truly the case, then this weapon could fully unleash the unspecialized potential.
Early unspecialized players had many flaws in their attack continuity due to weapons switching and high encumbrance, preventing them from perfectly chaining together low-level skills from multiple classes. With a weapon like that, this problem is solved, and if it has silver weapon attributes, its damage output would surpass even an orange weapon. With the seamless skill chaining of an unspecialized class, a team with such a character naturally has higher DPS than a standard lineup. This player is indeed a pivotal role.
Yu Wenzhou nodded, clearly agreeing with Huang Xiaoshen's assessment. He then turned his gaze to the other members of Lord Grim's team.
And the others?
These 3 are the fixed members of Lord Grim's team, a battle mage, a launcher, and a brawler. All 3 are exceptionally skilled. The other slot doesn't seem to have a fixed member. The one in Frost Forest is from Tyrannical Ambition. The one in Burial Grounds Lumu is a Bloody Master. He joined our Blue Brook Guild back then, but never said a word. And after setting that record that day, they never logged back in. As for this last one, Inch of Ash, he just popped up a couple of days ago. His background is still a mystery.